What's up, everybody? Seth Feroce coming at you with some Q&A, quick fire Q&A, but nothing with me's quick. A couple women might disagree there, but what we're going to get into today is Q&A on a lot of the super supplements, the gear questions that we get commonly through messages, direct messages, FIA, you name it. Here's the deal. So out of the gate, we're going to go with this one. Seth, I'm paraphrasing everything because I don't have them in front of me, but we see them a great deal. Seth, after I'm done my cycle and I do my PCT, which is usually just Clomid and Nolvadex, my dick don't work no more. I feel depressed. I'm upset. I feel like I should get back on gear. Problem is, you fucked up. Your PCT can't just be Clomid and Nolvadex. It can be if it's like your first cycle and you're a young man and your body is able to recoup from that. But everyone's different, okay? The science that is behind all of this is factual. If you take Clomid, this will happen. However, it might not be enough, okay? Because you didn't follow the fucking standards when you did your fucking cycle. When you did your cycle, you were like, let's do this much because I feel like I should get that, I should get bigger. Because there's no fucking rules in bodybuilding, okay? Therefore, we're like, okay, I'm going to take like 750 mgs of test. I'm going to take, 500 mgs of EQ. In the beginning, I'm going to eat like 50 mgs of Anadrol a day. Into it, take some Tren. And then and then I'm going to get on my PCT. And your PCT is 50 to 100 milligrams of Clomid every day for 2 weeks, along with 20 to 40 mgs of Nolvadex for 2 weeks. Bro, that's not PCT. Okay, it's just not. There are a lot of different PCT protocols out there. I've seen them. Me personally, if you do not buy HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, and quality shit, you're going to have a hard time coming back. Okay? Therefore, it's like, there's a lot of HRT clinics out there that can help you get this or find a good way. I mean, there's a ton of shit coming in from China, yada, yada, yada. HCG is the most necessary thing to have for post-cycle. You have to have it. You have to. It won't work. So, me, PCT, HCG, Clomid, Nolvadex. Have to have all three. You can get by with just HCG and Nolva. I prefer that you, do you need all three? No. Am I doubling up or probably doubling down? Yep. It's like double bagging it. It's not. That's just being a dick. But HCG. How much? Well, how much did you run? What were you doing? How many cycles is this for you? What is your ultimate goal from this? Are you going to run shit? Because this is where blasting and cruising comes into play. Did you just run a 16-week cycle and then you're like, well, I'm going to get off for a little bit and then get back on here about 6 weeks later? Bro, you're not really giving yourself a break. And in this day society with social media, that's tough to do. So how many cycles is this? What did you run? All that play a role. What I say is whenever when do I start my HCG? How much should I get? If you don't get at least 10,000 units of HCG, they usually come in 5,000 unit increment and bottles, you're going to be in trouble. You need at least 10, possibly 15,000. So how does it work? I say if you're taking cypionate or an anthate, which is a longer acting ester of testosterone, 1 week after your last shot is when you should start your HCG. How much do I take? Now this is where it comes into play. I'm bro science in this motherfucker because this is There's scientific facts behind taking HCG every day. There's scientific facts behind taking it every other day. It's your fucking body, and this isn't going to be your only cycle probably, so you're going to have to fucking bro science this for you. Bro science meaning like it's all by feel and how you're doing, because nobody's getting their blood work done right whenever they get off and then having it all done. No, you get off, do your PCT, clean out, go get your blood work done, see how you look. Because if you get your blood work done while you're running shit, it's going to look really bad, obviously. All right, so this one here is something, if you were taking 500 to 750, possibly even 1,000, this is somewhere I would run. Now, when you're running HCG, okay, the same kind of concept comes. You don't want to take it for too long because then your body is going to recognize that it's continuously getting this product and it's not going to need to produce, it'll just continue to believe that it's getting it synthetically. So what we want to do is we want to hit it, tell the body to turn back on and start working normally again. So for someone like at moderate to a little bit higher doses, you're not really into a heavy user, I would probably say something along this lines, all right? You're going to take 1,000 units every other day for a week, for 8 days. Okay, so that means you're going to use about 4,000 units. Okay, now the second week you're going to use 500 units every other day. Okay, you'll use 500 units every other day for about another 8 days. So that's 16 days. You don't really want to take HCG longer than, I wouldn't recommend it anything longer than 2.5 to 3 weeks at tops. Even then you're starting to push it. There's other things out there that say you're perfectly fine doing it. After a 12 to 16 week cycle, I think at that point you'll know because your nuts are going to swell up. You'll see, because they're getting turned back on. They're starting to, the atrophy is, you want to throw it up testes anymore. So 1,000 units every other day for the first 8 days. That's 4 days of taking that. There will be 4,000. And then for the next week and a half, 500 units every other day. And at that point, you'll know. And whenever you're taking, I would recommend taking 50 milligrams of Clomid every day and 20 milligrams of Novadex every day for that 2.5 week time frame. Okay. At that point, you'll come off the Novadex, the HCG, and the Clomid, and everything should be good to go. That's where I believe the big mistake is for someone that's using a little bit heavier. I would run 1,000 milligrams, or not milligrams. I'd run 1,000 units every day for about 5 days. 1,000 units every day of HCG every day, and then from there, you have two choices. Okay, this is that thing I was saying. You can either run 500 units every day, or 1,000 units every other day for the remaining 10 to 12 days and see how that works. Okay, you want to turn them on, get it going, progressively step down in a sense, because 500 units, is enough, but it's not very much, and it'll help get everything rolling. And at the same time, it'll go on the same side of the Clomid. How much Clomid should I run? Should I run 50 mgs every day? Or should I run 100 mgs every day? It kind of depends on how many times you've been on. Me personally, okay, this is going to come out and everybody will fucking listen. The blasting and cruising thing comes into this. What do you think of blasting and cruising, Seth? Well, it depends on what the fuck you mean by blasting and what you mean by cruising. Blasting, you're going to say, 10, 12, 16 weeks. You're fucking blasting. Cruise, when you're blasting, what's your dosages at? Is that 750 mgs a test? Is it 500? Is it 1,000, 1,500 mgs a test? Oh, coupled along with, Deca, EQ, or Anadrol, Trenbolin, Masteron. What are you taking? What is your blast? And your cruise. People have said they cruise on 500 milligrams of test and 200 mgs of Tren and Anthate. That's their fucking cruise. Motherfucker, that ain't a cruise. You're on. If I take 500 mgs of test and 200 mgs of Tren and Anthate, I look fucking pretty good. I feel pretty good. That ain't cruising, man. You're on. So, and this is, again, we're bro science in this to a certain extent, coupled with your blood work, because I can't stress enough how important your blood work is. So, blasting and cruising. Do professional bodybuilders come off? Yes. Do I come off? No. To the degree of, I'm at the point right now where I will cruise at 175 milligrams of testosterone a week, because that's where my levels look good. Why? Because of what I did to myself previously. And right now, I enjoy what I do. My life has changed dramatically. Right now, one of the reasons that I'm not going to be competing is because of what is occurring in my personal life, and I need to make sure my life extends a little bit more. I need to be a little healthier for my kids. So at that point, these are the types of things in life that change how you handle shit. So me personally, I can't run 1,500 megs a test, 800 megs a deca, 400 megs a tren, 500 megs of Masteron, 100 megs of Anadrol, and fucking get ready for shows and go hammer shit out and fucking try and win. Just not in my repertoire right now. It's not something that I physically want to go through or mentally or put anyone in my immediate circle into, because bad things happen. And anybody out there that doesn't believe bad shit's going to happen from this, you need to pull your head out of your fucking ass. So you need to be mindful and self-aware of what's occurring. Hence, why it's so important to understand blasting and cruising and getting your blood work done. That's key. But I also understand that I'm more than likely not going to stop everything completely because of my life, nor in order for me to completely be natural, my body is pretty much fucking abused. What we do to ourselves abuses us like we are 50, 60, 7-year-old men. If I don't take a synthetic hormone, I won't produce it. I would have to go through extensive therapy to produce it on my own, and even then, probably not. I knew that going into this, motherfucker, and that's why I say personal decision to all you stupid bastards out there. You need to fucking understand the severity of this. Fuck your shit up. Take years off your life, That whole live your life like a lion for 30 years or a lamb like 70 or whatever the fuck that saying is, bro. When you're 18, you believe that, but as you get older and realize there's a little bit more to life, and there's a lot of people out there that rely on you to be around for a while, that doesn't mean I'm any less intense or any less crazy or anything like that or a pussy. No, that means that you understand and you have perspective on life. You move, you adapt, you become something that is in a sense better, or not better, but different. So that blasting and cruising thing, you really have to understand the severity of the situation. And you can't fucking lie to yourself, because that's a top question. You have to understand where your levels are, what you're doing, how to make it work, where you feel good, when sides start coming into effect. At 1,250 mgs a test, bro, my skin goes from fucking being cool to oily as a motherfucker. There's no real number of science or of any background of what milligram for the majority of people it happens that this is going to occur. I know people that take 600 mgs a test and their fucking back is like a goddamn, it's like the Rocky Mountains, crazy. Some people are more prone to sides than others. How do we combat them? Well, you find out what the fuck is making this occur and you control it. Find a way to control it. That's what we do. You bro science more shit in your life than you understand, and we do that knowingly, So those are questions. The PCT is a big one. Make sure that you guys, understand this. With the PCT, like I said, make sure you're getting HCG on your hands before you start everything. You have to. Or know someone that very quickly, but, even being like, I'll get it later on. You fucking won't. Or you'll forget. Or you'll try and justify yourself that you don't need it. But then all of a sudden, when you go to fuck the old lady and it ain't there, having trend dick for 6 weeks and then not being there, that ain't fucking cool. She ain't going to like that. But make sure that you're being smart about this. Those PCTs are what has worked for me. And quality of HCG also plays a role with those dosages. They have to. Me, I've always gotten, not always, I take that back. Recently, I get very high quality stuff, and it does make a very big difference. The cheap shit from China that comes in, it's very prevalent. Those dosages may or may not work. That's the risk that we all take doing what we do. I can't fix that for you. I can't change that. But those dosages is where I would hang. They're a little heavier, but I mean, everything's relative. It's what worked for me, plain and fucking simple. But if you stay on HCG for 4 weeks, it's a little long. Little long. 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks tops. That's where I usually hung out. 16 days, 18 days, sometimes maybe to 20, 21, but depending on what I was doing, how I was feeling, and what my blood work looked like previously, after show or after a long cycle, my PCT, and then getting my blood work done, and it still showed I was a little rocky. So that's why it's good to get involved with a HRT clinic, or a TRT, HRT. There's a lot out there. A lot of people, they have them out of state. You send in your blood work. You go get your blood work. You contact them. You pay them the fucking money it takes. Just is what it is. Otherwise, you're just pissing into the wind, hoping you don't get shit on your nice khaki pants. Everybody knows piss shows up on khaki pants, so it can happen in life too. So, in closing, don't go through life with a limp dick. It's no fun. Get your PCT. I hope you guys learned something. But that's it. Enjoy, love life, and go lift weights. Look good naked. Everybody likes that. I like looking good naked. The jawline, it's important. The V into the dick, it's important. If you don't got it, fuck it, just lift heavy weights. They like that too.